What do you do when it seems like there's no way out? Maybe you feel like you're between a rock and a hard place. Maybe you feel like you've gone as far as you can go and you feel emotionally and spiritually and physically stuck. Well, that really patterns the account that we're going to look at today, Exodus 13 through 15, where now the Israelites have been rescued out of Egyptian slavery. They're on their route up to the promised land. God guides them south instead of going up facing the Philistines right away. He says he doesn't think that the people are ready to leave Egypt and go face war right away. And so he guides them right to the banks of the Red Sea. He also hardens Pharaoh's heart so that Pharaoh changes his mind, gathers his army, and goes and pursues the Israelites that he has just released out of slavery. And so it seems like the battle isn't over yet. And now the Israelites are between a rock and a hard place. They're stuck. They're stuck at the Red Sea, and they have the most powerful army in the world ready to devour them. And they feel hopeless. And Moses says, today you're going to see the Lord's salvation. He says, these Egyptians you're never going to see again. At this point, the Lord will fight for you. You only need to be still, or in some translations, be quiet. And maybe that's where you're at right now. There's nothing else for you can do. You've tried everything you can to get out of your mess, to make up for your faults, to overcome the situation. And maybe right now, as you're in rock bottom, all you need to do is be still. Recognize the need for God's help, the need for help from Him and from others. Be still and know that the Lord is still God. Well, in that rock bottom spot, Moses lifts his hands, and the waters are driven back throughout the night. They're protected by the glory of the Lord. They pass through on dry land. And this becomes almost a picture of baptism in the New Testament church, passing through the waters of the Red Sea, passing out of slavery into the promised land, passing through the waters and having all of your enemies drown in the heart of the sea is very similar to all the pictures of baptism. And when their enemies are defeated by the Lord, they burst out into Moses' song and Miriam's song, and a poetic way of rejoicing in God's deliverance, that God loved them and delivered them and was with them. And so I pray that you might experience something similar today, that you would sense the presence of God maybe in your rock and your hard place, your stuckness, and that you would experience His deliverance. Okay, keep reading, don't give up, and keep rejoicing.